A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a shocking escalation of rhetoric, Dmitry Medvedev, a prominent ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, has issued a stark warning to the United Kingdom, suggesting that Moscow may retaliate against British support for Ukraine by seizing the valuables of the British crown. This threat comes on the heels of the UK announcing a substantial £1 billion military aid package for Ukraine, funded through frozen Russian assets. Medvedev, who serves as the deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council and previously held the office of president, took to social media to voice his outrage, labeling British officials as thieves and accusing them of supporting neo-Nazis in Ukraine. This baseless claim is part of a long-standing narrative propagated by the Kremlin, which has sought to undermine Ukraine's government by falsely labeling it as extremist. The UK Defence Secretary, John Healey, confirmed that the recent military aid package was indeed financed by assets that had been frozen as a result of sanctions imposed on Russia following its invasion of Ukraine. Medvedev's response was swift and aggressive, as he stated on his Telegram account. Given that the money cannot be recovered in court for obvious reasons, our country has only one way to return the valuables: return it in kind. He ominously suggested that this could involve the seizure of British assets and even more Ukrainian territory. His remarks reflect a broader pattern of escalating threats from Moscow, as tensions continue to rise between Russia and the West over the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. During a recent summit in Paris, leaders from around 30 nations, including British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, convened to discuss future security guarantees for Ukraine. The Prime Minister reiterated the UK's unwavering commitment to supporting Ukraine, emphasizing the need for increased pressure on Putin to end hostilities. Medvedev's inflammatory comments are not isolated. They are part of a series of threats made by Kremlin officials against the UK. Another prominent Russian propagandist, Vladimir Solovyov, recently suggested that Russia could unleash a high-speed nuclear torpedo against the UK, claiming that such a strike would drown the entire British population. This type of rhetoric underscores the increasingly hostile environment as both sides continue to engage in a war of words while the conflict in Ukraine rages on. Meanwhile, Putin has been actively participating in economic forums, where he has reiterated the legality of targeting foreign troops in Ukraine. He has also extended an invitation to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for talks in Moscow, although such overtures are met with skepticism given the ongoing violence and devastation in Ukraine. The Ukrainian military has reported significant successes in repelling Russian drone attacks, with claims of downing 121 out of 157 drones in a recent wave of assaults. As the situation evolves, the international community remains on high alert, monitoring the escalating threats from Russia and the implications for global security. The UK government continues to stand firm in its support for Ukraine, despite the provocative statements from Russian officials. As the conflict drags on, the potential for further escalation remains a pressing concern, with both sides seemingly entrenched in their positions. The world watches closely as the dynamics of this conflict continue to unfold, raising questions about the future of international relations and the stability of the region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.